Okay, we will continue with the same lesson. Now we will talk again about the circumference. Here we have the formula of the circumference. If we have the diameter, we use this one. If we have the radius, we use this. See the relation. The diameter is the double of the radius because the formula when we have the radius is 2 times the radius, and when we have the diameter is only pi times the diameter. Now, the radius, remember, is from the center to one side, and the diameter is from one side to another, crossing the center. Now, the circumference is all around here, right? All around the distance, all around the circle. Right? We have a pi, that is the ratio of the circumference with the diameter. At the beginning of the year, we made some exercise about those. Here we have, with your calculator, has the key of pi. Remember, is at the bottom. Usually have the exp, but you have to use shift and exp. You will have the pi. You don't have to write 3.14 or 22 over 7. There are similar values, but remember pi is irrational. That means we can't express it as a decimal. Now, let's see some exercise here. And the other thing that I want to explain is about the arc length that we have in this part. The measure of an arc is in degree. Remember, this part is in degree, but the arc length, I mean, this part that is in blue here or in red in this small circle, is a fraction of the circumference, and we'll have centimeters, meters, etc., depending on the unit that we're using. But the measure of the arc is in degrees. The arc length is the distance that we have. Now, the formula for this is, here we have the length of AB. The distance here is, and the measure of AB, that means the angle that is here, divided by 360 times 2 pi r. That means times the circumference, or times the circumference in terms of the diameter. Now, I will explain this one in some exercise, because I will make this exercise that is here to make easy to understand that this is only a proportion. This formula is a proportion that we have. Let's see. Now, let's make first the examples about the circumference. Here we have the example number 5 in the page 654. Says, what is the circumference of the circle P? Now, I explained it yesterday in other video only saying it, but the formula that we will use is 2 pi times the radius. What is the radius? Is 9 centimeters. 9 centimeters that is here. We only make the substitution. And because s has to be in terms of pi, we won't multiply. It will be 2 times 9, that will be 18. You will leave the pi here. If we need the decimal, you only have to multiply 18 times pi, we'll get the decimal. Well, this is the answer. We only apply the formula. 9 times 2, 18 times pi, because it's in terms of pi. Now, what happened when it's asking for the length or BD, the number 6? What is the length or BD? Remember, it's not asking about the degrees. It's saying about the distance that is in this place, BD. Now, BD here, BD. This is a proportion. Remember, there is a formula. You want to use the formula, feel free to do it. But this is a proportion that we have. BD correspond with 115. What is 115? Is the measure that is in this place. How I know it? This is a semicircle, that means 180 minus 65. Minus 65, that is this 180 minus 65, give us the 115. That is an angle. This is 115 is an angle. Now, BD is the distance over 115 corresponds. This distance corresponds to this angle. Is equal to the distance around, that is the circumference formula, over the angle that is around, that is 360. I mean, this is a total and this is a part we are looking for. Now we know that circumference is 18 pi because we made it in the last exercise. 18 pi is 2 pi r. And this 115 that is divided here will be multiplied. Now this looks like the formula that you already studied. Now the result will be 18 times 115 divided by 360, 23 divided by 4. 23 pi 23 divided by 4 times pi is equal to 5.75 centimeters. That is the result. See, this is a proportion, but it's the same formula that we have. Now, the other exercise that is in the page 363, the previous, is about the also the length. What is the length of a semicircle with a radius 1.3 meters? Leave your answer in terms of pi. Now, this is very easy to get it because a semicircle basically is the half of the circle. In other words, if you get the circumference, you divide it by 2, you will get the answer because it's the semicircle. But I will use this to explain the proportion or the formula as you prefer. The radius is 1.3. Here we have the formula of the circumference. Now, the semicircle is equivalent to 180 degrees, and the circumference is 360 degrees. Now, the semicircle, this division, we're going to multiply here. What is this? Is the circumference, 2 pi times 1.3. Where I get this 1.3 is the radius. A substitution in the formula. We get 2.6. 2 times 1.3, 2.6 pi. Times 180 divided by 360. 180 divided by 360 is 2. 2 divided, 1.5. And 2.6 divided by 2, 1.3. 1.3 pi meters. At the end, we get the same, right? Divided by 2 because it's the semicircle that is the half. But it's the same situation with all the exercise.